Just like the last video, this will start with the form checklist for the dip, along with me just performing a couple reps. After that, there will be a deep dissection of the movement. This video will go over doing dips on a bench or box in this case. So first thing I need you to know, I want your balance to be over your mid hand to lower palm. So mid palm to lower palm where I'm pointing in the video right now. Next, you're going to place your hands right outside your hips. So your hands should be almost touching your hips, maybe your thumbs touching. Next, walk your feet forward. So what I just did was I walked my feet forward to get my butt off the box. My butt is just barely off the box. My legs are going to be straight. Now what I do, lower myself to the ground, push back up. Pretty straightforward in this case. So something I want to talk about, we'll take a step back. So here, my elbows are really tight. If you look at my elbows, I need your elbows to be tight. Look at my forearms. We've talked about the perpendicular forearm, right? The driving force. Same rules here, just like when we're benching, when we're doing push-ups, our forearms need to be perpendicular to where we're driving the force into. So if my elbows are out really wide, it's not going to happen. It's not going to allow me to drive the forces correctly, right? And it's going to stress my shoulders in not healthy ways. So what I'm doing right now is I'm driving my elbows in. So my elbows are in and my chest is forward a little bit. So there, it's even hard to demonstrate once you're used to it. But my elbows come out a little bit and you see that my chest is up. So if your chest is up, your elbows are going to be forced to come out some. So make sure your chest is forward and those elbows are tight instead of the opposite. So I do not want chest up and elbows out. Don't do that. All right. So there's a good rep right there. So I'll show you these things from different angles. Same thing from the side angle, so I'm getting my hands right outside my hips. Walk my hips off just a tiny bit, like just straight. Chest forward, elbows back. Elbows tight and back. So always try to go through full range of motion as much as you can. If you're pinching something, if your shoulders are pinching, then that either means you're going too low maybe, or your form might be off. Hands right outside the hips, hips just forward, going down. So full range of motion, try to get your butt to the ground if you're doing them like this. I don't know how high the bench is going to be that you're using, so that might not be necessarily possible. But the goal here, so you can see my upper arms are pretty much parallel to the ground. That's the idea, right? And still notice how my forearms are pretty much perpendicular here. So try to keep that. There you go. That's how to do a dip on a bench or box.